Hey, family. Hey. It's chilly on this Tuesday night. I thought I would come on here and drop some nuggets.
Come on, we're going to the grocery store.
And basically give y'all some little tidbits on what you can expect when it comes to Facebook ads, because so many people have questions about the ads, how to run them, what it means, what to look for, if it's worth it, if it's expensive, can you do it with a limited budget. So I thought I'd come on here tonight and just drop some knowledge and share with you my perspective of Facebook ads, because the reality is everybody's going to have their own opinion, everybody has their own experiences, everybody has had their own truth about it when it comes to what it ads. I am at home with my baby, so you will hear them in the background. That being said, let's dive into it and just give you some quick information. So, first of all, what are Facebook ads? If you ever scroll through your news feed, some of you may or may not be aware of it, but if you ever scroll through your news feed and you see a post that sticks out and it says sponsored at the top, that is an ad. Sometimes the ads can be very noticeable when you can see it come on, like ClickFunnels ads, for example. They tend to be very noticeable. You can see almost immediately or tell almost immediately that it's an ad. But there are some times where things will come through your feed and it looks like a regular post. Those are usually some of your best ads because it blends in with content, so it's easier for you to interact with it without even knowing that it's an ad. But those sponsors, posts, and contents that you see, those are ads that are actually coming through your news feed that people have paid for to be seen. Yes.
Can I go to the grocery store?
Yeah, I know.
But I want to play with her.
Well, she's leaving. I can't do nothing about that.
I'm trying to go to the grocery store.
Yes.
Can I go to the grocery store now?
Okay, no. We just came from the grocery store. Okay, so question number 2. I'm sorry. Mommy duty's always on. So, who are Facebook ads for? So if you have a product, if you run an e-commerce store, if you have a website, you're a service-based provider, if you're looking to put yourself out there in a new way, you're looking to change career fields, if you're a business owner, any of those categories, if you're looking to sell or promote yourself in any way or something that you're representing, Facebook ads is for you. It doesn't matter if you're an LLC, a sole proprietor, a S Corp, a C Corp. It doesn't matter if you are in MLM marketing or if you are a network, if you're into network marketing or direct sales, for example. All of those categories fit for Facebook ads. So if you have something to sell, product or service based, and you want to put it out there, or if you're promoting yourself in some kind of way, then Facebook ads is for you. You should be running that. Next question. What are the basics for running a Facebook ad? Okay, so I know this is where it gets crazy because everybody has an opinion from you can run Facebook ads for as little as $1 a day, and some telling you that you have to have a $1,000 a month budget to run Facebook ads. Some of that is true. Not all of it. So here are some of the basic things you need to know and understand when it comes to running Facebook ads. First off, Facebook ads, for you to run a Facebook ad, you have to have a business page. You cannot do it from a personal page. You cannot target friends and family. You cannot target people who you're just like sitting there DMing all day about what you had to drink last month. Facebook ads are strictly for business owners. So understand that these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, these are all marketing platforms. So you have to think of it in terms of a business in order for you to promote yourself. So first and foremost, you have to have a business page in order to run Facebook ads of any sort. Secondly, they work best if you have a committed monthly budget. It doesn't matter if your budget is $50 per month. It doesn't matter if your budget is $3,000 per month. You have to have a committed budget. The recommended budget that I always tell my clients is 30% of their profits, 30% of whatever it is of their expenses, their profits for their business. That's what I recommend for your marketing budget. However, if you're new and you're just starting out, and let's say you don't have a $20 a day ad budget, which is about $600 per month to spend on Facebook ads, then start with what you do have. I recommend you don't start no lower than $5 a day, which would give you about $150 per month. But I have seen people do it for less, i.e. $50 a month. There's a guy I know who started out with $50 per month, and then once he started getting traction and getting sales, he was able to amp his budget up. So at the very least, start with what you do have, but you need to have a consistent monthly budget, and you do need to have consistency when running your Facebook ads. The next thing you need to be aware of is that ads work best when you're dealing with highly engaging content. So your Facebook page should be growing. It should be active. You should have content that people want to come back and review over and over again. It shouldn't just be one gigantic sales page. There's somebody I know right now. She's a prime example of what that looks like. If you go to her Facebook page, the only thing that's on there is testimonials from her clients. And while it makes a great sales page for making people wanting to purchase her services, it does nothing for brand loyalty. It does nothing for relationship. It does nothing for social media in that perspective. You're just numbers on a page at that point. And to get the best results on the return on investment for Facebook, they also factor into content and engagement with your audience. So the more engaged your audience is, the cheaper the ads tend to be. The algorithm favors content. It favors user engagement, which is why when you log onto Facebook and Instagram, the people you see first are the people you interact with the most. Our algorithm does not change by Mark Zuckerberg sitting in his office doing whatever it is y'all think he's doing. It changes based off of your attitudes, your behaviors, and what you are interacting with. And the same thing is true for your customers and clients who are coming across your platform. The next thing you need to understand, another basic, is that remarketing ads are the best type of ads that you can run. Now, I can't get into detail because if you don't understand the basics of Facebook ad marketing, there's no point in me even talking to you about remarketing ads because you wouldn't understand what it is or how to apply it or what it all means and when to apply it. So I'm just throwing that out there so that it plants a little bug in your ear. I planted the seeds for why you want to run certain Facebook ads. So there are different types of ads. There are engagement ads. There are video view ads that you can run. There are traffic ads. There are reach ads that you can run. You can target your ads to local demographics, which brings me to my next point. Who can you target? You can target damn near anyone, everyone. You can target income brackets. You can target certain cultures. You can target certain religious groups. You can target even people who have visited your website but haven't purchased anything, abandoned carts. You can target people who are on your email list, even those who have unsubscribed. You can target people who have visited your store that haven't actually finalized the product sale. So there are so many different things that you can target. There's literally almost nothing that you cannot target on Facebook. You can target by demographics, you can target by psychographics, you can target by interest-based behaviors, you can target by pages, just by who they like and who they associate themselves with. The list is literally endless of people and things that you can target. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Here you go. Wait, yeah, put your leg out. Okay. Wait, there you go. You're welcome. All right, so moving on. We talked about the budget and who you can target. Okay, so this is the next big question that I get almost all of the time. And that is it worth the money? What is the return on investment when running Facebook ads? So I will tell you, so first, figure out how you define return on investment. Because the thing is, the question I will ask you first is, what are you currently doing that's going to guarantee you a return on investment? What are you doing right now that is getting you a return on investment? And what is the return on that particular investment? Most of the time when this is asking that question, they don't fully understand what return on investment means. And then on top of that, when they ask me that question, they're doing marketing right now is very haphazard and kind of all over the place. So they don't really have a system in place to actually determine what the return on investment is. Here's what I can tell you about Facebook ads when it comes to return on investment. One, when you're running your Facebook ads, they will always provide you a receipt, first of all, for how much you spent. That's number one. Number two is that they're always going to give you insights and analytics as to how the ads perform, whether or not it was a good ad or a bad ad. They're going to show you the details of that particular ad. The third thing, when you're running Facebook ads, you can split test your ads. That means that you can actually run multiple ads at a time to see how they perform over the course of 4 to 5 days, for example, and see which one performs the best, and then make that your primary ad to run for whatever it is for whatever it is the goal is at the time. That being said, it depends on the actual goal. So if the goal of the company is to boost up engagement, then you'll be judging your ad and the return on investment based off of the cost and the type of engagement that you got and how well the engagement came, how well was the engagement during the course of the ad, in addition to whether or not it helped actually increase your bottom line or whether it didn't add to the bottom line at all. But perhaps it helped to develop the relationship or restore the relationship between you and your customers. That's one. Two, you could be running ads for sales, in which case you'll be judging it based off of the amount of sales you got. So did sales increase? Did they stay the same? Did they decrease? What happened? And then you'll have to look at the different aspects of the ad. So for example, you can't just run an ad and say it didn't work because all you got was a bunch of traffic to your store. It could be there was a disconnect. It could be that you got traffic, that the ad worked just fine, that you had a perfect ad in place, the copy was great, the graphic was great, but there was a disconnect from the copy and the ad itself, the graphic, to the actual sales page, in which case it could be that you need to tweak something on your actual page where you're sending your traffic, where you're losing the sale. Because for the traffic to go, there was an interest there. And if it's not to convert, means that there was something else that happened during that process. So you have to go back and look at it. So there are multiple factors to look at when you are running your ads and you're trying to get a return on investment. You have to first understand the goal of the ad. So when I'm running ads, the first thing I want to know is, why am I running an ad? What is the intent of the ad? And what am I looking for? What specifically am I looking for, so that I can determine whether or not the goal was accomplished or whether or not I need to shut it down, start from scratch, try again. So you need to be very clear about those things. All Facebook ads are not created equally. Many of you think that some guru's going to come on, post up an ad, and boom, the sales are going to be ringing in. You could get your Facebook ads expert tomorrow, and if your sales page, your website, your product is absolute garbage, that ad cannot convert that traffic. It just won't happen. There are times when, like I said, the traffic is going to the site, but the site is crappy. The sales page is crappy. So therefore, the sales aren't converting. Sometimes it's a disconnect in the link. Sometimes it's just a matter of switching up the right graphics. Sometimes it's a matter of rearranging the words that is on the copy. So there are multiple factors that go into play when you're writing your Facebook ads and you're trying to get them to quote unquote convert. The first thing people usually do when they go into write Facebook ads, they make the mistake of thinking that the first ad they should be running is conversion ads, but those actually aren't the first type of ads you should be running, especially when you're dealing with a cold audience. You'll hear marketers always talk about cold, warm, and hot traffic, cold, warm, and hot leads. It's because when you're talking to people you don't know, it's cold. They don't know you. They're unfamiliar with you. So the first thing you have to do is what? Warm them up. You got to get them comfortable with who you are, with what you're selling, and what it is that you provide. Then from there, things can increase. You can elevate and start to talk about the promotion, start talking about the sales and the services that you offer. You can't just go in thinking you're going to post up a sales ad and boom, money's going to start coming into the bank account. It doesn't work that way. So if you want to know what type of ads you should be running first and how to better enhance the dollar, how to make the dollar stretch so that you're getting engagement or you're getting sales and you're getting traffic for pennies on the dollar, which I have done personally, then I encourage you to sign up for my free class. I've already posted the link. You can just click on it and register for the free class. It's going down Friday, October 25th at 4:30 p.m. There will be replays and recordings available, but only for those who have registered and attended. So even if you can't attend that live, register so you can get the recording. And if you have any questions, drop them below and I will answer them. But the biggest thing that I can tell you about Facebook ads is to do it. There is no point, literally no point, in having a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, any of these social networking platforms if you're not using them to promote and advertise your products and services. That is the reason why all of these marketing platforms are offering you services like ads. They're offering you an opportunity to use their platform to promote yourself because that's their goal. That's how they're making their money. Free accounts don't make money for them. What makes money for them is the small business owners and the corporations who come on here and they're throwing ads. So people like you, the consumer, can buy what it is that they are selling. So if you are not running Facebook ads, you are missing out on money. You're missing out on sales. You're missing out on revenue. You are missing out on how to outsmart and outperform your competition. So, and if you have the extra budget, and by extra budget, I mean if you have an extra $1,000 plus per month to spend on a Facebook ads expert, get you an expert. If you have that extra few $1,000s, even if it's in your savings, get you the expert. It will save you time from having to figure it out yourself, having to make the mistakes, having to throw money down a paper shredder, and having to delay the progression of your goals. However, if you're not there yet, that's okay. There are a ton of free resources like Udemy Academy, for example. All of them, they offer free classes and courses on Facebook ads. You could also go to the Facebook website. Actually has Facebook for Business, I believe it's the website. Google it. I'm not sure what the exact link is, but Facebook for Business, and they have a ton of free articles, guys, on how to run ads on their platform and what to do, how to get started. Facebook Blueprint is where you want to go. That's what it's called, the Facebook Blueprint. Go on there and you will find a ton of free classes on there as well, so you can at least get the basics. And take classes. Pay for some of those experts to teach you what they know. Take their classes, take their trainings, take their courses, read their ebooks, and start running the ads. And if you're nervous about it, and you're not ready to commit to hundreds of dollars per month, then start with boosting posts. Start with just doing little things that'll get you out there, to get you comfortable and acclimated with the platform. And what I do want to tell you is that in order for you to use the platform to its maximum capacity, and for you to basically put your business out there in a better way to attract new customers and new leads, you must be running Facebook ads. Otherwise, you are missing it. It is literally the only platform you can come on and target billions of people at a time for pennies of the cost. Like literally for pennies of the dollar. Like you cannot, back in the day when you were doing marketing, it would cost you thousands of dollars to target this many people for just one product and one service. Facebook, Instagram, these platforms, they have made it super affordable and super cheap. They're cheaper than even television ads. That's why the industry itself is expected to literally triple in size. It's expected to be a $161 billion industry by the summer of next year. So if you're missing it, if you're not running ads, you are missing it. If you're not creating great engaging content while you're running ads, you are missing it. You need both. I hope this helps you. Share it with a friend, text somebody who needs it. And again, drop those comments if you have, drop those questions if you have them, and I will answer them. And don't forget, sign up for the free training. It's going down in about 2 weeks. I love you. Have a good night.